My name is Linda Taylor. I am the lead financial aid advisor for the Wake County Public School System. This presentation is provided to give you an overview of the financial aid process and how to get additional assistance from the financial aid advisor assigned to your school. This presentation will include the following topics: what is financial aid, who can get it, types of financial aid, how do I apply, how much can I get, what happens next, and where can I get more information. So, what is financial aid? It's money to help pay for college or career school. Listed, you will see the sources of financial aid. Who can get federal student aid? As you review the list, note that males must register for selective service. Also, students must have a valid Social Security number. Even if the parents do not have a valid Social Security number, students with a valid Social Security number are eligible to apply for federal student aid. There are 4 types of financial aid: loans, scholarships, grants, and work study. Let's first consider those types of financial aid that you do not have to repay. Scholarships do not have to be repaid. They can be need-based, merit-based, or based on special circumstances. Find out how colleges treat outside scholarships. Getting an outside scholarship can actually reduce the amount of financial aid you get from your college, but that doesn't mean you'll have to pay a bigger share of your college cost. It just means that the scholarship dollars replace financial aid package dollars, and usually those dollars are loan dollars. Also, find out what is necessary to keep or renew your scholarships. Grants do not have to be repaid. Some are state grants, some are federal grants, but grants are student-specific, subject-specific, degree-level sensitive, or for minorities only. Listed are a few of the North Carolina grants. Work study is another type of financial aid that does not have to be repaid. It is available to students with financial need, and it is administered by schools participating in the federal work study program. Work study students work on campus or off campus. They are paid directly, and their pay cannot exceed the amount that is awarded for work study. In this presentation, I will review 4 types of loan. The first 3 loans are federal loans. The first federal loan is the direct subsidized loan. For the current year, 2020-2021, the interest rate is 2.75%. This loan is available to students with financial need. The Department of Education pays the interest on the loan while the student is in school at least half-time and for the first 6 months after they leave school. The direct unsubsidized loan is also a federal loan at the same interest rate, 2.75%, for the current 2020-21 school year. This loan does not require the student to demonstrate financial need. The interest rate starts accruing while the student is in school. However, the students can choose to defer paying the interest until they graduate. Once they graduate, the interest that has accrued while they're in school is rolled over into the principal, and then the students begin to pay the loan. The Direct Plus loan has an interest rate of 5.30% for the 2020-2021 school year. This loan is for parents. The maximum amount of the Plus loan would be the cost of attendance determined by the school minus any other financial assistance received. A private student loan is another source to consider. Private student loan limits vary by lender. Max out federal student loan borrowing before taking out private student loans. Federal loans have protections that private loans don't. including income-driven repayment plans and loan forgiveness programs. For an early estimate of what you might qualify for, you can use the FAFSA forecaster found on the Federal Student Aid website. The College Foundation of North Carolina, the College Board, and other websites offer the same service. How do I apply? Residency determination establishes if a student is considered in-state or out-of-state for the purposes of tuition. They must demonstrate residency for state aid program consideration at all public and private North Carolina colleges and universities. You should see your school counselor for more information about the North Carolina Residency Determination Service. To qualify for federal aid, you need to complete the free application for federal student aid, which is the FAFSA. The lower portion of this slide shows you what the website looks like. It opens October 1st and closes June 30th. FAFSA on the phone is a new service that was made available last year. It is an opportunity for you to complete the FAFSA safely and securely from your mobile device. If you are a senior and you plan to attend school during the 2021-2022 school year, you are to complete your FAFSA using taxes from 2019. To get started, you need to get an FSA ID, which is a FAFSA ID. The student and one parent both need separate IDs, passwords, and usernames. This password and username will be used each year that you apply for financial aid. The Internal Revenue Service data retrieval tool allows you to import your 2019 taxes directly into your FAFSA without entering information line by line. So if at all possible, please use the data retrieval tool. It will also help you to eliminate errors. The early bird does get the worm. You don't have to wait until October 1st to get your FSA ID. You do have to wait until October 1 in order to complete the FAFSA. I recommend that you complete the FAFSA as soon as possible and no later than December. In addition to the FAFSA, some schools have their own financial aid forms that they would like for you to complete. Make sure you know what those forms are and what the deadlines are. For example, Chapel Hill, Elon, Wake Forest, Duke, and Davidson all require that students complete the College Scholarship Service Profile or the CSS Profile, and each one of those schools have different deadline dates for you to submit those forms. Make sure you know what those deadlines are and make sure you adhere to those deadlines. Some schools won't consider you for merit scholarships, that is, scholarships based on academic achievements or other talents or skills, until you've submitted a FAFSA. So complete a FAFSA even if you think you won't qualify for federal aid. Here are some common mistakes that people make in completing the FAFSA. I'll just mention a few. One is confusing parent information with student information. It's pretty easy to do if you're not careful. The other is only listing one college when you're completing the FAFSA, and then at some point during the school year you decide to apply to more than that one school. What happens next? After completing your FAFSA, you should receive a student aid report. This report is a document that gives you some basic information about your eligibility for federal student aid. It provides space for you to make corrections. If you review your SAR and find a mistake, you will need to correct or update your FAFSA form. In this example, you will see the EFC, or expected family contribution. Note that the expected family contribution is not a dollar amount, and in this sample, the EFC has an asterisk. An asterisk means that your FAFSA has been selected for verification, and I'll talk about that in a moment. The expected family contribution is not the amount of money your family will have to pay for college, nor is it the amount of federal student aid you will receive. Your EFC is an index number that the college financial aid staff will use to determine how much financial aid you will receive if you were to attend their school. The information you report on your FAFSA form is used to calculate your EFC. Should your FAFSA be selected for verification, it is important that you return the verification form and information by the deadline. Failure to do so will cause you to lose your financial aid. How much money can I get? You've completed the FAFSA, you've received your student aid report, and now you're wondering how much financial aid are you eligible to receive? The college will determine the cost of attendance. It will include a number of things: tuition, housing, meals, fees, and other costs. Expected family contribution is determined by the information you provided on your FAFSA. The cost of attendance minus the expected family contribution determines financial need. A note about the cost of attendance. While the schools will list the cost of attendance, make sure that you take a look at all expenses that you will incur to attend college. Some things the school may not include. Take a look at the list and make sure you consider all the expenses that you will need to cover to attend school. It would probably be helpful for students to have a budget, and a number of budgeting apps are available for college students. Colleges send out award letters typically in the spring. Some can come earlier than that. This is a sample award letter. You'll see the estimated cost of the attendance totaling $55,000. You'll also see the amount of each award broken down by both fall and spring. To the right, you'll see an indication of whether you will accept the particular award. You do not have to accept any of the offers that are made to you, but of course you will accept all of the awards that do not require you to repay them. You do not have to accept the loans. There are a number of things that you need to do after you receive your award letter. If you have questions, you need to contact individual schools. You would want to compare the awards that are made to you by the various schools. You'll have to inform the schools of the aid programs that you plan to accept. You have to set up, if you decide to accept the federal loans, the payment and the repayment plans for those. And you have to notify the schools of outside scholarships. In completing the FAFSA, you're using your 2019 taxes. However, special circumstances may arise that may change your ability to pay. You can appeal for more financial aid. And there is no guarantee that your school will adjust your package, but they can use their professional judgment to update the information you provided and to recalculate their offer. You can appeal for more financial aid at any time. It is best to appeal as soon as the special circumstance has occurred. An appeal only lasts for 1 year. So if that circumstance still exists the following year, you will need to reapply. If you've had a change in income related to COVID-19, this is a special circumstance, and you may be able to submit an appeal to your financial aid information. Contact the financial aid office at the school you plan to attend to find out if there are funds available for you to apply for. In addition to COVID-19, here are a list of the top 10 most common special circumstances. If your school does not offer an online application form for you to appeal for more financial aid, or you cannot reach out to the financial aid office during business hours, you can start a conversation by using the free CFNC Swift Student Special Circumstances Appeal and submitting it to your financial aid office. Go to cfnc.org to find this service. Where can I get more information? Each high school in Wake County is assigned a financial aid advisor. Find out in your Student Services office how to schedule an appointment with your advisor. Financial aid advisors are available to assist both students and parents. Additional help for completing the FAFSA is FAFSA Day, which will be held October 26th. You'll get free help from financial aid offices across the state. This year, FAFSA Day will be virtual. College Application Week is October 19th to 23rd. Activities during the month support high school seniors in completing 3 important college enrollment steps: residency, FAFSA, and applications. Go to cfnc.org to help you apply, plan, and pay for college. The Federal Student Aid website is comprehensive in its explanation of federal financial aid, understanding aid, applying for aid, completing the FAFSA process, and managing loans. The Federal Student Aid Information Center can answer any questions that you have about the FAFSA. You may contact them via email, chat, or phone. The free application for federal student aid is exactly that. It is free. Beware of scams, especially if they're asking for you to pay or if they're asking for your Social Security number. This concludes the financial aid presentation. Thank you for your time and attention.